Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Oh, look at this, an on-time stream for once. Okay, on time from the standpoint of, the second I found out that SU6 released today. It was, I pushed the stream off and we're actually on time for the delayed stream. Sorry, but run through my usual checklist relating to SU6 and all some updates, which essentially involves clearing the shader cache, clearing the rolling cache, clearing the I said that the VFR before I forget. Clear the shader cache, clear the DirectX cache, clear the rolling cache, clear the scenery indexes, let everything rebuild, get on the ground early. So if you do look on VATSIM, we are actually on VATSIM right now. Though we're not really going to depart for another few hours or so. Alright. So, I have been... Earlier today, I received my... Sorry, 1 second. Let me just get up... Whatchamacallit? Little nav map. Forgot the name for a second. So, earlier today, I received my routing for my P1 examination on... that is on Sunday. And so today I thought we may as well go ahead and plan it live on stream. Just go and show everyone how much is actually involved in planning a flight. We are going out of Dunkeswell and all the way up here to Kemble. And then I believe he gave me a VRP. I'll have to verify the VRP that he gave me. But he did give me a VRP to enter into, or for me to go ahead and do this. And do have a Bristol zone transit in that as well. So let's go ahead and let's get the routing all done first. We'll go ahead and set that as our destination. We are going out of Dunkeswell. Set as departure. Oh wait, no, new flight plan. Let me do this like this. For those who are curious on what this here is a little nav map. Very, very good tool. And then we have a Bristol zone transit. And then actually, to be honest, I think what in terms of an alternate, what is in the area? I mean, Bristol can be quite busy. I guess we can go Gloucester as an alternate if we need it. In terms of other alternate airfields, though, let's see here. In terms of other alternate airfields, we could go Fairford. Fairford is RAF Fairford is an option. Depends on what the diversion would be for, but I mean Fairford is an option. Though if it's for whether maybe I don't want to go a little farther, maybe I don't want to go to Benson, maybe. I doubt these are all asphalt strips. This one appears to be. Some of these will probably be grass strips. So I'll add that one. All right. So let's start off with a departure. Let's depart via You've come. Or ooh. Ooh, that's actually good. Mm. Which one of these is more predominant on the map? Is it Ufklum or I'm actually gonna say departure via Willand might not be a bad might be a bit of a better option. Yeah, it's 5 miles versus 4.4. Yeah, or actually, there's a actual departure. There's an actual VRP right there. So yeah, we'll depart that. Again, that allows us to make a U-turn if we take off 04. If we take off 04, or if we take off runway 22, that works out really well. Let's come up. So we have to. I'm gonna recommend our zone transit be here, Wells Mast. And the reason why I'm gonna recommend that zone transit be Wells Mast is because that gives us an official VRP that we can hold at. Okay. We can. I would certainly consider adding Bridgewater as a waypoint on the flight plan. But then this also provides for a really easy way to get around controlled airspace, and it's still relatively on course. Yeah. So let's do. Let's do that, and then. Actually, let's not do that. Cheddar Reservoir. So let's actually not use Wells Mass then. He actually gave me it. In that case, I'm gonna make Bridgewater here a reference point, and that gives us a 2 mag. That changes our heading ever so slightly. Hopefully good. 22 miles. And then we'll plan to exit. Via that. Because I feel like that would be a bit of a better one. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the last. Well, I mean, this part of today is to try to figure out. Okay, if we had to, which of these VRPs are actually easier to see in the sim? Clifton Suspension Bridge. I think last time I had a hard time getting that in sight. Rather, this body of water here should be reasonably easy to do. And then yeah, if we needed to though. Yeah, I just feel as if these bodies of water here would be so much easier to get in sight. And then also, it's like, okay, we maintain the present heading if they don't want us to overfly the field. If they want us to overfly the field, it's a very minor deviation. And at that point in time, we should have that in sight. Now, let's go ahead and search for. I think actually this here is a really good way to exit, actually, right? This here's the easy bit. And then he told me, let's see here. Um, arrival into Fairford. I think all this, yeah, no, this is all controlled airspace on that end, so we're fine. So once we exit this controlled airspace here, then we're fine. And this delta here begins at 4,500, so, alright. So in that case, it's just a matter of tuning the radio in. Alright, let me see here. Ooh, what is this we have to be concerned about? Ooh, you have to deviate around this, which I think is fine if we were to go. Arrival via Malmesbury. 5.3 miles, yeah. So, yeah, we do just need to be cautious of this. Let's see. It's restricted with a High Grove house. It amounts to 2,000. Okay, that is restricted airspace. And then is that? Okay, I think we're fine then. I think we're fine. What is the measurement from here though? It's 2 miles. Okay, what about from the shortest point? No, it's 1.9. So remember the 2, 2, and 2 rule. The 2, 2, and 2 rule would not bode well there. In that case, I'm going to recommend we enter. Should we go to the north instead? I feel like it might be worth going more to the north. Granted, we may have to get a. Southampton's fine. Just go back to one of my older lessons here. Southampton zone transit. Then, yeah. Had to get zone transits through Farnborough. I don't see Farnborough airspace though. And then, yeah. In that case, I'm going to recommend we go north. North to Dursley, then we'll come in kind of from the north, right? And the reason I'm going to recommend that is because then that allows us to have a bit more leeway here. Yeah, I think that will allow us to have a bit more leeway here with the 2, 2, and 2 roll. And then come in through. It's a distance. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, that's so much better. 0.4. And then delete that one. And then, yeah, direct Kemble. At which point in time we should have the field in sight. We do need to caution that this is only 3 miles. So we'll check on the circuit height. But that is something we will have to use some potential caution. If the circuits are north, then we'll be fine. If the circuits are southerly, then that will be something we absolutely need to caution for. And no, we need to caution it anyway because we come in about what here-ish. That only gives us what, a mile? Yeah, mile and a half, right? So really, we need to remain north of the city. Right, we need to remain northwest. Sorry, northeast of Tetsbury. Right? Yes. do instead is add that one to the plan. Avon's Bridge, which is outside of controlled airspace. And then yeah, Clifton Suspension Bridge. I feel like the Clifton Suspension Bridge is just such an obvious answer on this front. On I'll come back and look down here again in a moment. All right. I'm gonna delete that one. No, yeah, let's do this one, and then you can delete. Let me just verify that this won't cause. We can delete that one, and then we do have a few good reference points here, and we have the M5, which is the main thing. So yeah, I mean we have the M5 there, and yeah, and then this allows us to perfectly avoid controlled airspace. This allows us to get through here appropriately. And now if they tell us get direct, right, we'll get the direct too. Yeah. I mean, of course, we should have this in sight, I think. Yeah. All right, one second. Let me let the dog out real quickly. Back. All right. And yeah, 15 miles and 7 miles there. And yeah, we can just kind of gauge this based on this like little construction here, which we will actually find out if it is real. All right, moving back down to the south. I'm inclined to make this kind of little area here. Yeah, let's make that a reference point, and then we do. Well, actually, no. Let's make Wellington a waypoint. Yeah. And then that kind of gives us a thing to keep on track with. And then yeah, we have these lines of cities along the M5. I mean, we have and then the plan will be hold at Bridgewater in case we are not cleared to enter controlled airspace, which that is 5 miles from controlled airspace. Yeah. At its shortest distance, 5.4 miles. And then, yeah. Now, I do want to get an alternate around controlled airspace. So let's plan for if we need to go around controlled airspace. Let's go Wells Mast. You go around it like this, yeah? What does this line of the dots begin? 2000, yeah. So let's go out here, right? Let's plan Radsock. I feel like Radsock would be a bit too close. Let's go from. Let's go Bradford on. Or, yeah. And then, you know what, let's go Chippenham. And then Alpha begins at 6,000. Okay, so we're good on that front. And then we'll plan. Could we just plan to go direct to Kemble on? I mean, it's only 12 miles. I'd say, yeah, we can plan on doing that. My main concern is I just don't want to enter into this restricted airspace right here. Yeah. But yeah, we can plan for Chippenham. So yeah. And then we do have. I think I do no. So there is the beacon. Do have a VOR station down here. Sure, forget where it's. The beacon VOR. I mean, again, there's the NDB right there. The beacon VOR is somewhere. Where is the yeah? We do need to note it. I think it's got to be around here somewhere. Ooh, what's this control airspace right here? What is this control airspace? 0 to shit. That's something you have to use caution of. This might get a little messy then. So in that case, I'm gonna recommend we do actually use the Clifton suspension bridge. Plan for air tanks reservoir. Then yeah, plan for that. That keeps us. I mean, it'll be close. I mean, it'll only be 2.5 miles. But I mean, I feel like that's better than anything else. Yeah. And then yeah, Wellington. Yeah, that works. And then options around to control airspace. Oh, didn't realize that. Yeah, there we go. 11 miles on that front, and then yeah, go. Direct Chippenham. Okay, that's our alternate routing around controlled airspace, and then yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? Alright, I'm gonna remove that as well. And then yeah, think we're good on that front. Just so caution the fact that there is restricted airspace right there. And then where is that? VFR, the beacon. VOR. So I do not know where it is. So yeah. And then yeah, let me just measure that because they could give us that. Yeah, they could give us that. And then yeah, and then in terms of an alternate airfield, what is there around that potentially, this has an ILS approach. Anything else that could be useful? Gloucester. Hmm. So yeah, no, this running around controlled airspace. I mean, the only thing that might concern me. Okay, it is perfectly 2 miles. So as long as we're south of the Wells Mast, then I'd say we're good. And then okay, so we have that. Um, yeah, then return on that track, pass directly over Ifclum. Okay, I feel like that departure there is pretty sound. And then up here, we will hold here if we're not cleared into controlled airspace, which we will do. At least practice the holding. And then yeah. Yeah, and then it'll come up. And then we'll come up all the way here. Then we'll come all the way north here. Yeah. I think that works. I think that works well. Kemble. Yeah. And then in terms of an alternate and how we'd get there, probably avoid Gloucester, to be honest. Okay, it's bothering me that I don't know where this beacon VOR is. It's absolutely bothering me. Oh, it's up here. Yeah, and that's kind of far out. Yeah, that is kind of far out. I do need to caution all this controlled airspace here, or all this restricted airspace. Alright, and then the final thing I want to do is quickly just verify, or again, plan an alternate. What's a potentially good alternate? We would want to avoid Bristol. Well, actually, no, Bristol might not be a bad alternate because I'm already kind of familiar with the area. I mean, granted, we need to get clearance under controlled airspace. Granted. I feel like Gloucester might not be a bad option either. But maybe something west. I wouldn't want to go all the way to Elstree. Wouldn't want to go all the way down to Blackbush. Let's go with Breeze Norton. I feel like that right there would probably be our best alternate. I mean, it's a nice long runway as well. And then the way we get there is... Well, actually, no. No, we'll go to... There's not actually that many good options for when it comes to alternates. I mean, I don't really want to go down to Osley Park. Could we maybe... because this, you'd need to get clearance to enter control airspace on this front. And Gloucester is a good alternate, but weather comes in west-east, right? Gloucester's, if anything, to the west a bit. And so if it was a weather-related diversion, we'd probably... I mean, A, it's close by, and so that wouldn't probably do us much good anyway. But B, it's to the west. What's this? Now this is control airspace as well. So we might have to go quite far when it comes to... I mean, we do have Oxford up here, but that's a long route around. You know what? Where does this delta begin? Okay, well, the Charlie begins. Okay. So, yeah, let's plan for Oxford then. As an alternate. Would we need to get his own transit through Fairford? Don't know. So, Farringdon. Yeah, we would have to get his own transit. That cuts it close. No matter how you cut it, that cuts it close. Any ideas to the 3 viewers we have tuned in? I might choose Gloucester as a primary alternate because, I mean, it's relatively close by, but I mean, it's still not the best alternate in the world. I mean, I think proper alternate would be to literally have like another full flight. I mean, really, okay, well, we could also go Booker. Or Benson. Ooh, Benson's Benson's a good option. Let's go Benson instead. Alright, and we go via Swindon. Via Swindon. Swindon, let's see here. What are the other options? If we wanted to track the VOR, we could. No, I'd rather avoid that. Lambourne. I just love how there's a city Lambourne, then the Lambourne VOR is all the way over here. Granted, I don't think it's the same Lambourne. Because the one over there is Lambourne with an E at the end. Yeah, Benson isn't a bad option. Let's go What's the distance? Oh, yeah, that is a bit far. To continue in the Trively. Or Compton, something good. Um, Compton 3 Forks Apache. Let's go Trively, because we have a nice big road and nice big intersection here. Maybe a few more visual reference points we have, and then we can just go Booker. Or so then we can just go Benson. Turn direct Benson. And yeah. Yeah. And then that. Or. What did I just do? Wasn't supposed to. Instead of doing that, let's just go Schwinden to Kingsgrove, or to Montage, or to one of these cities here. You know, I feel like this here would actually be a good way to go. Plan for in between there, and then direct and into Benson. I feel like we are now. I feel like we have a well built out plan then, yeah. So we depart down here. We depart via Clompton, and we come up via Wellington, Bridgewater, and then we hold at Bridgewater if we are not yet cleared into controlled airspace, and then Bridgewater to Cheddar Reservoir, whether or not they have us overfly the field or not. They might. Then we go ahead and plan to depart to controlled airspace via the Clifton Suspension Bridge, and we come up all the way through. Oh wait, we come all the way up through Watton, Watton Underedge. Come up through Mission Hampton, and go direct in at Kemble. I feel like that all works out well. I feel like that works out really, really well. So, all right. What is all this new controlled airspace? Oh, it's fine. It's no worry. All right. I think that's a good little start. Let's go and make the plug now. Alright. So we'll plan. Okay, I'm gonna need essentially a whole page, to be honest. I'll figure it out as I get to it. Alright. So we are taking off from Dunkeswell. Go Golf Tango uniform. Dunkeswell. Arriving Kemble. Alright. Start off with waypoint 1. Dunkeswell to Clompton. Clompton to a point 1, which is Wellington. Wellington to Bridgewater. I'm gonna need a lot of these. And of course, we begin to have an issue with this. This system here absolutely fucking sucks. I hate to say it, that's in the UK, but you guys do not know how to read this word. Put all this on a separate page. Thank you very much. I will volunteer to make them a better plug because I have a full certification in Excel and Word. Because this plug sucks. Again, what? Okay, what's the hell's this now? Give everyone straight up sucks. Talk about pissing someone off. Okay. Okay, then we go Bridgewater. To Clifton Suspension. Or, no, sorry. To Cheddar Reservoir. Cheddar Reservoir to Clifton Suspension Bridge. Go Clifton Suspension Bridge, then to Wadden Underedge. Oh dear, Fry. Welcome aboard. Sorry, I don't know how long those messages have been in there. I'm sorry. What kind of incidents? I've had those days, unfortunately. Actually, last week I had to call the police because of a fake bill. Alright, Fright, you want to see your flight plan? You have to give me a second to get it to finish putting this in. Go direct to Mitchampton. To Mitchenhampton. Right. Kid burned himself. Oh, fuck. Damn, that's bad. Especially for you guys who only sell ice cream, pretty much. And then we're off to Kemble. Alright, Fry, this here is our flight plan. Take a look at it in full. Alright. Go Dunkeswell, depart via Collumpton. Then we come up through Wellington and Bridgewater. We need to be at Bridgewater. We need to be cleared for controlled airspace by the time we pass here. We will hold if not. And then we enter. We have a zone transit through Bristol. With the Treasure Reservoir, and the Clifton Suspension Bridge. We may be asked. There's a possibility that we are asked to fly overhead the field. And so the plan is fly overhead the field if we need to. Actually, that's what I'm planning on doing. And then continue from Clifton Suspension Bridge all the way up to Watton Underedge, then Mitchampton, and then into Kemble. We do need to be cautious of this hazardous airspace. Sorry, restricted airspace. There, and then also be cautious of this restricted airspace right here, or this dangerous airspace right here, there. So, any questions about the route? In case you're not, in case we don't get cleared into controlled airspace, we go to Wells Mast, then to in between, then to Frome or to Adderwell, and then we just come up via Chippenham, and yeah, and then just go in direct. So, and then in case of diversion, we'll go off here to Benson. So that is from Kemble, Schwinden, Groove, and then Benson. So, any questions relating to this route? Because I do need to finish filling out Plog, and we have a lot left. I'll happily. And are you flying along with us? Because I mean, we're gonna plan for departure in about an hour. Does it mean the sun can come up a bit? Export. I will happily go ahead and send this routing to if you need it. And then we need to finish filling out this blog. Yay! Okay, and then, let's see here. Let's see here. It's going to merge this. Alternates. Alright, and then actually let's go ahead and add the note on to this one. So we will request our clearance here at Wellington. And then we will hold at Bridgewater if we need to. Alternates. Go direct from Cheddar Reservoir to Clifton Suspension Bridge. And then so that's our alternate inside a controlled airspace. And then in terms of an alternate airfield, still take us a minute. We are going to an alternate of Echo Golf Uniform Bravo. So Benson. Alright. We'll plan to go there from Kemble. Then Schwinden. Actually looking at a place in Swindon. To groove. Groove to Benson. Alright. Alright. Now we can just go ahead and fill in all these, all this information here. You know what I'm gonna do? Here's what I'm gonna do. There we go. And then that'll give me the leg safe option. Then I want to add holding here. Whatever. All right. Or no. Alright, let's go ahead and begin to fill in some of these values, shall we? So, in terms of our magnetic deviation is actually 0. Excuse me. Yeah, the magnetic deviation is actually 0. So, alright. Where's the leg safe altitude? Here it is. So, leg 1, 2,000. Yeah, it's actually 0 for most of this. The exception of a few 1500s. Alright, so 1500, 2 up. It's fine, we'll fly this at 2,500. And then 2 up from that. Yes. So, yeah. Yep, perfect. We're going to plan for 2,500 feet. Actually, well, before I do that, let me just verify that we can actually do that. We can do that on that front. Yes. 10,000, 15,000. Nothing down here that prevents that. Yeah, we'll plan for 2,500 feet the entire time. Then we're gonna plan for 95 knots the entire time. Okay. slowly filling all this in. No, this here's the easy bit. Yeah, Friday, if you're still with me, if you want me to go ahead and send you this flight plan, it's a little nav map file, if that's alright. If you're going to be flying with us. Or you're going to be flying this morning. Right. Now we need our course. 269. Then it's 041, 043, 040, 026, 038, 041, 055, 115. And then what I'll do is I'll put in the rest of the information. We'll come back to these last. So I want to put in the rest of the information first because I'm going to save this and I'll duplicate it. Distance is, let's see here, 6, 9.7, 12.2, 11.9, 6.9, 5.5, 14.6, 7.6, 6. All right. Then real quickly, so the alternate cast, we easy. Just have to delete Bristol. And then yeah, that'll be easy. So that'll give us like safe of 2,000. $95 knots. True heading of 031. One second, let me let the dog back in real quickly. Back. Do you like a spare bottle tunnel around here? Bloody awful. There's an iced tea. Bloody awful. I think it's half tea, half lemonade. $0.98 at Lidl. Excuse me. Alright. And then we still need. Oh, son of a bitch. I still have some work to do on this one. Okay, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll come and do this real quickly. Alright, leg safe altitude 1,500. Then 2,000, 1,500. Plan flight at 2,500. Okay. And then, of course, 95. Actually, we can just make all these 95. Actually, before we do that, because over here we do run into potential for, we'll just begin. You get 4,500, 3,500. Okay. We'll be on the right side of it. Though we do need to caution if we were to enter into, if we were to come over up with the winter shirt or whatever, we will need to descend to an altitude of 2,000 feet. So, alright. And then that'll be 021. Sorry, 121. 8183. Right. And then let's go ahead and quickly put in this. And then we can begin to plan out the actual. And we can go and plan out everything, all of this. No, by the way, we'll plan to do this exact same flight tonight, or tomorrow night, if we need to. Which we will. Alright, let's see here. Wells mast. Alright, perfect. Perfect. Alright, so we go from Bridgewater we go Bridgewater to Wells mast. Wells mast to Frome. Frome to Chippenham. And then Chippenham. Yeah, Chippenham. To Kemble. Alright. And then the leg safe altitude for this are what? So Wells mast. Okay, let's start off. That's 2,000. 2,000. 1,500. 1,500. Alright. Alright, there we go. No, it's not a bitch, I forgot. Oh, whatever. I forget the distances on these, but it's already right here. So this would be a 0.65, then 0.91, then 0.28, 0.11, and then our distances here is 12.3. Okay. 12.4. 13.4. 12.2. Alright. Then these distances here are 15.8. 11.6. 15.4. 12.8. Alright, and then we are actually done with this part. Alright, now we get to do some looking. And actually, I'm going to add an extra column. Those can merge. Once again, VAT UK with the idiot who did this, who has absolutely no fucking clue what they were doing in Word. Like, this is not the way you make it easy. Oh, son of a bitch. This is not the way to make a plug, by the way. At least, not a good one. when he asks, okay, when I pass, and Mr. Ben asks, do you have any feedback for the course? Number one bit of feedback, your plug sucks, I'll make you a new one. Give me 2 days. And I'm serious about that. It's like, if you need to add lines, it sucks for adding lines. Okay? In terms of everything else, it also sucks. Right? I'll happily make you a new one. You want it in Excel, you want it in Word. Right? But everything is better than this. Everything. So, I'm like completely serious. Well, it's like everything is better than this. Whatever the fuck this garbage is. It's like, what the fuck is this garbage? I mean, like, honestly, it's like, is this the best you could have done? May I remind you, someone's time got wasted on making this shitty thing. Not that they got paid, but someone's time was wasted on making a shitty vlog that it's not usable under any circumstances for anything meaningful. It's like, what? And like, what the fuck? Why does it want to go up there? No, fuck it out. Just live with it right there. Right, now we have some searching to do. So we need Golf Tango uniform. Go Golf Delta. Or actually, no. Echo Golf Bravo Papa. Go Golf Uniform Bravo. Okay. And now we get to go searching. Fry, do you want me to go ahead and send you over anything? So you can do your own flight planning. We're gonna try to be off, or we're gonna try to begin to get up in the air in about 15 or about 20 to 30 minutes. Alright, let's see here. Aerodromes, Control F is your key here. Make a Golf Tango uniform. Dunkeswell. And then search for airport elevation. Here is 839. Circuit height. Let's see. Aerodrome is not available for night flights. Required to use. Okay. Training, not applicable. So runways. Circuits. Circuit height is 800 feet. Okay. Is that 8? Okay. That's gotta be Queefy, right? Above we'll call that 800 above ground level because it's kind of stupid. So circuit direction is, well, first off we have runway 04 and 22. Circuit direction is runway 04 right hand. Okay. Runway 22 left hand. So if you were to look at this on a map, I'm gonna visualize it. So you have Dunkeswell. Runway 04 is right hand. Runway 22 is left hand. So southerly. Southerly circuits. All right, and then up here, so Kemble. Actually, no, let's find out this information first. Dunkeswell radio. is 123480. It's radio frequency. Okay. And then there is actually a slight noise abatement procedure. Once again, proof of this stupidly shitty thing. Alright. And then you have Echo Golf Bravo Papa. Kemble. Let's see here. What's the elevation? Elevation is 436 feet. Fixed wing 1,000 feet above ground level. Sorry, above. I forget. AAL. Above aerodrome level, so yeah, above edge. So above ground level. Okay, circuit height. Okay, let's see here. Runaways 08 and 26. Circuit direction right hand runway 08. Runway 26. So the fact, so I think it's that would make it northern these circuits, right? Yeah. So no, it would make it southerly circuits. No wait. Right hand, yeah, it would make it southerly. We should be able to get up in there in about 20 minutes, by the way, or at least begin to run through the checklist. All right. Anyways, Echo Golf Uniform Bravo. Oh, great. We might for Benson. We need to find some information, some other information out. RAF Benson. Flying info. So it is. Okay. The area, no. Let's see here. Why do I need aircraft? Nothing. This might not actually be your best. Like visual circuit procedures. Visiting. All right. Flown on the Benson QNH. So, right, runways. Zero, okay. 0119. So for runway 01, it's right hand, runway 19, left hand. Circuit height is 1200 feet QNH. And then, yeah. Visiting, me given clearance to start. Let's see here. Aircraft joining. Signed. Signed appropriate squawk. Just use occupancy. Not too worried about that. And of course, I forgot to get the ATC facilities. This might not actually be the best alternate aerodrome, to be honest. Okay. 400, above 450 feet. Standard arrival is at 2,000 feet. through the initial point Papa through IP. It seems like a very weird error gem here. I'm gonna move on today's stream, and I'll go ahead and deal with this bit later, because this is a bit too complicated. I do just need to put in the frequency here. Information. That'll be on 118.4830. All right. All right. Let me just go ahead and save this real quickly. And then we can go ahead and get our wins. So let's go ahead and take a look at Mavis real quickly. I do have to apologize. I do have to logging into Mavis. All right, we can get our wins. First things first. Let's take a look at. Let's start off service pressure. Ooh, looks like doesn't look like we're gonna have anything too much affecting us. Though we do have a bit of a cold front coming in, but it's more over Ireland. It's not necessarily over where we're gonna be flying, which will be right about here to there. So we're fine on that front. Let's take a look at our low-level significant weather. Once again, that same front is coming in. So Delta 1. Isolated. Again, there's potential for a little bit of smoke over here at Delta 1. Isolated fog. Not seeing anything that'll concern us in this area here. Everything's very, very slow, so that's the good news. And of course, so this front that's coming in. That was, yep, that's the correct one. Let's go ahead and actually, well, not that this one will affect us, but let's just take a look at the trends. And yeah, and then not seeing anything significant. We just have to caution that this front is coming in. All right. Let's go ahead and look at our low. Let's go and get our spot winds directly from Bristol this time, because we'll be passing over Bristol. 310 degrees, 05 knots. That's what we'll assume everything is based on. All right, and now we can go and just go ahead and fill in the rest of this, which will be easy. So plan to begin to depart around 4-2, or sorry, around 5-2. Not 10 minutes, or whatever. Already established that this will be the exact same as this. E6BX. flight computer. Right. So 95 knots. Wind direction 310 degrees 15. Okay. 269. So true heading is gonna start course gonna be 275. 275. Be for a distance of 6 miles. So 4 minutes. Ground speed is going to be 83 knots. Then we're going to turn on a track of 041. So that'll be a 032 heading. Ground speed will be 94 knots over the course of 9.7 miles. That'll be 6 minutes. And then we have our next one, heading of 043 for 12 miles. 12.2 actually. So that'll be heading 034. 034. Ground speed will be 95 knots. That'll be time for a time of 7.5. 04. Then we go on a heading of 0 degrees for 11.9 miles. That'll be a heading of 031. Ground speed will be 94 knots. Time will be 7.5 minutes. I guess I'll make that 7. And then 026, heading of 017. 017 for a grand total of 7 miles. 4 minutes. Ground speed will be 90 knots. Clifton Suspension Bridge, so 038. For 5 miles. That'll be 029. 029. Ground speed will be 93. Time is, that will be 3 minutes. Heading 041. Distance of 15 miles. Then it'll be 9 minutes. And that'll be for, that heading will be 032. 032. Ground speed will be 94. What an underedge. 055 for a distance of 7.6. 4.39 to go. 4 minutes there. Track of 055. Sorry, heading 055. Ground speed will be 98 knots. And then finally into Kemble. I need the joining instructions for Kemble. And then that'll be 115 for a distance of 6 miles. So that'll be 113. Adding 113. Ground speed of 109 knots for 3 minutes. Alright, and we're actually about ready. Design, date, layout. Then what's the joining it again for Kemble? Is it overhead? Let's see here. Yep, join overhead. Alright. Oopsies. Wrong printer. Alright, let me just get into this to Fry real quickly in case he wants to join us. Or not. Alright. He's going to do a 14-hour run in the 777 instead. So, alright. In that case, let me just go ahead and grab these stuff off the printer, and then we can go ahead and get ready to go. Let me actually quickly file a flight plan, because I do get any ATC. The UK is like pick like sometimes they want VFR flight plans. Go for India Romeo Yankee November. VFR. What do you say? oh wow. How do you? We are flying a P28 Alpha. Light. Golf. Okay. Wow. We are departure out of. Let me just go ahead and off the thing. Alright, Echo Golf Tango uniform. Optimal locks will go 0500, altitude 2,500 feet, speed 95 knots. I'm gonna be going Echo Golf Bravo Papa. En route time will be about an hour, I think. It'll be about an hour. That's 10. I'll just put it in as an hour. It will be taking about 4 hours of fuel. Okay. Right. Anything else here that I'm missing? Don't think so. Alright, there we go. Right. Alright, let me just go ahead and get our METAR real quickly, then we are good to depart. And actually, real quickly, I do want to quickly take a look at the cloud cover, or at the cloud base. Ooh. Bristol is completely IFR. Oh, yeah. I mean, by 7, at 8 o'clock, it clears up entirely. We're going to go with it, though we will turn off the clouds if we need to. I'd rather get this flight done now. But yeah, right now it's not good. Right now the cloud cover is not ideal, so alright, we will go without the clouds and with live weather. Custom live weather. Or sorry, more accurately, we'll try to go with live winds. I don't know. We'll just go with it. And hopefully it doesn't turn out badly. And if we need to, we can go ahead and change it. Alright. Let's go and do this, shall we? An hour, nearly 2 hours into the stream. Let's actually go ahead and begin to get this aircraft set up. This is my first flight in SU6, so I'm also going to be paying attention to some performance data, yes? Sorry, to do some performance information. Alright. So far, I have absolutely nothing against this new sim update. And actually, I've been told by a few people it's actually better. Let me just quickly. It's been so long. Let me just quickly restart that. Go on now. Yeah, so far SU6, I mean, the 2 minutes that I've used SU6, it's actually been better than SU5 by far. Though there's a few little bugs out there that I kind of see as being potential issues. But we'll find out in this flight. Overall, at least our VFR stuff is any better, which I think it will be. And then the other thing to note is that this is also my first flight using FS Realistic Plus, at least first VFR flight, that is. So hopefully it's interesting. At least it should be. Come on now. Come on, Sim. Come on, Sim. Come on, Sim. See, it is taking its sweet little time to load. Actually, no, the Sim's... shit. Motherfucker. It's crashing. It's crashing. I'm disconnect from bats in case it decides to get weird. It's crashing. It's crashing. In case it wasn't obvious. No, I'm gonna nuke it. That was not a sim crash, though that was a serious issue. I force nuked it. That was intentional to force it to nuke itself, essentially. Alright, we're gonna try to get up in the air within about 7 minutes. Sorry, we're gonna try to park in about 7 minutes. Seriously, Fry, you liar. Excuse me. Alright. I will say, I feel like SU6 is booting up a little faster than it otherwise would. Alright, I do feel as if it's moving a little faster. What the fuck is that noise? Dunkeswell. Connect. I'm going to reconnect to VATSIM in a moment. And I have a checklist here, which I'm actually in the process right now of turning this checklist front and back into something that's a little easier to follow. Right, shift Charlie. Right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and get all of that out the way. Configure 75, or just configure 100% fuel. Payload 50%. Alright. Let's see here. Pre-flight completed, flight plan as required, parking brake is set. Just going to rotate that towards me. Okay. Batteries off, alternator off, avionics sensor off, throttle idle. Actually, we can do a dead flight control check real quickly. And it's working good. Okay. And, let me just quickly see if there's anything in Apostolistic that might be nice for this aircraft. Profile. No, nothing. Alright, that's fine. Alright. Mixture cutoff, trim set for takeoff. Alright. Fuel contents are sufficient, and to the emptiest tank. Let's go ahead and make that the left tank then. Alright. Flaps are up. Light switches off. Pitot heat off. Doors closed. Batteries, let's go ahead and turn those on now. Fuel quantity checked. Good. Press this real quickly. Let's go beacon light. Let's go ahead and turn our anti-collisions on. Circuit breakers checked. Go ahead and turn those on. 22.8 in the box. Right. Dunkeswell traffic, Gulf India, Remy, Yankee, November, main apron. Gonna start our engines now. Dunkeswell. Right. Parking brake is set, right? Alright. Throttle, quarter-inch open, mixture to full rich. Fuel pump on. It's also good. Turn those on. Alright. No need to prime. At least we're on at least full tank. Good. No need to prime. Aegis and start clearance. We can ignore those. Alright. Prop area is clear. Starter, we can go engage that now. Was that just me, or did I hear a cat? Was that just me, or did I hear a cat? bring it up to 1200 RPM. Oil pressure rising in green. T's and P's are in the green. Good. After start checklist. Fuel pump to off. Emitter is checked. Suction is checked. All right. Magnetos checked. Radios on and set instruments. All looking good, though. What is our QNH? Here, let's see. Alexa, turn on Ryan's desk. Let's get it from Exeter, shall we? QNH 1020. Really? What's our? I actually think no, I think that is accurate. Actually, airdrome elevation 839. Yep, that is actually accurate. And then it's a runway. Wind is 320 degrees 04 knots. So we will be taxiing to runway 22. We'll go runway 22 in that event. Yeah. So let's go and just set this at 020 degrees. Be 210. 1, 2, 3, 10. Yep. 2, 3. Yep, there we go. And then we'll go ahead and set the heading bug. At our initial heading again. Initial heading is going to be 275. So just past west. So let's get to west. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, there we go. Let's begin, shall we? Dunkeswell traffic, Gulf India, Yankee November, taxing now, holding point, taxing now, turn 922. Dunkeswell traffic. Then, yeah, we'll just go ahead and hold here. So, turn now. Bounce is fine. Turn now into the wind. Brake set. Go now to 1200 RPM. Let's go and do our power checks now. Parking brake set. 1200 RPM. Okay. T's and P's are all in the green. Fuel to the full sink, which would now be our right-hand tank. Right. Mixture full rich. Area behind is clear. We just taxied here. Throttle it now to 2000 RPM. All right. Carb heat. Checked. magnetos. Left. Earth difference there is 75. Right. Earth 70. About another 75 there. 75 minus 75 is 0. Checked. T's and P's are in the green. Suction. Fine. Alright. And then throttle now. Idle. And then we can set it to 1200 RPM. Alright. Then let's go and do our before takeoff checklist complete, or checks now. Alternator is on. Alright, alternator. Let's go and check this guy real quickly. Checked. Trim, still set for takeoff. Make sure full rich flaps. Go 1 notch of flaps for this one. Make sure we are on our fullest tank, if that doesn't really matter. This stage. Primer locked, fuel pump on. Fuel pressure checked. Radio nav aids set. DI is synchronized. Flight controls. Full up, full down. Right. Flight controls checked. Transponder code set. Alright, and then takeoff briefing. We are going to be taking off via runway 22. We'll be turning direct to Cummington. And we are asked to avoid flying it directly overhead these fields, so we're just going to try directly overhead these small towns. So, we'll do our best, no guarantees. But we'll probably depart, probably plan to come out about here, and then we'll make the turn. And then, yeah. And then safety briefing. Of course, in the event of an engine failure, well, if we are able to, if we have the runway left, we will try to land back on the runway. If not, absolutely no cause for concern, and we'll just turn it into an empty field, which we should have a few of right off the runway. So yeah, all right. Then let's go ahead and quickly do our lineup checklist. Approach runway is clear. Transponder to altitude reporting. P2P, what is the current weather? 19, yeah, no reason for that. Go, our lights on now as well. Let's go. Dr. Traffic, Golf India Romeo Yankee November, lining up now. Runway 22. Dr. Traffic. Then the runway is all the way down here. Yeah, quite a massive area for very, very little runway. Journey doesn't actually begin until all the way down here. No. I am making a taxi mistake. Where am I on the moving map? The one time I'll ever use the moving map. What runway is that? Is that 17? Yeah, it is. So 17 is south. We need to taxi down this way. I think, anyway. And in case the visibility gets just too bad, and then we'll just turn off live weather. Because we do need to do this flight, and with the VFR navigation at the front of it. Alright, here it is. Here it is. Excuse me. Alright. Let's go. Direct source of traffic. Golf India Yankee November. Take off now runway 1. Sorry, runway 22. VFR departure to the west. Dunkeswell traffic. Alright. Airspeed alive. Rotate. Flaps in. Climbing down to 2,000. $500. Then make our turn now. I knew we were asked or not follow any noise abatement procedures today. So sue me. Alright, and we'll be on that for roughly 4 minutes. So try to get the field in sight. Or we'll try to get what we need to get in sight here very, very shortly. In the meantime, we'll go line rates off. After takeoff checklist. They don't happen. Oh yeah, you do. Flaps up. Engines. Fine. Thought. We'll go ahead and begin to level off now at 2,000. 500. And by the way, we are breaking a bunch of laws right now in terms of VFR minima. Looking for it, and I got it. I got it. So after this waypoint, we are going to turn. Heading 032. That's like this a 33 turn, just a basic turn. And yeah, once again, we'll go through it. There's a lot of the insurance right now, but this would not be one that we could accept. Alright, and we're going to continue on this for 6 minutes, so at time 5:24. So. A very, very slight corrective turn. We should be able to. I mean, I don't have it in sight actively. Well, we should. Should be the road. Yeah. Yeah. Then there it is. Oh, that's not right. Right. No, whatever. I'm gonna go and plot how I think. Make sure we are far I'm heading. 032 is what we're usually flying. Flying this for till time 24. We should be approaching another thing here. Yep, and that confirms where I believe we are. And then at Wellington, at Calumpton, we're going to go straight. And we're going to be turning on a heading of 034. Let's go ahead and do a free check real quickly. Fuel is fine. Though after that departure, let's go into tanks. Radios, fine. Direction direction is synced. Our engines are fine. The altimeter, just have that set. Double check that. Then on the next one. Frida. It's not showing my yoke. And yeah, we are very much. That should be it right there. We are a little early. By the way, I do know that this is it. So just looking at that term. The nice thing is that it's maintained heading, so yeah, I know where we are. You're actually ever slightly off course in that turn. I think am I. Now they're coming out of those. Yeah, let's make sure we maintain this heading. It should be 034. Yeah. Alright. Then we're off to Bridgewater. So 7 minutes as of 2 minutes, as we'll call it 2 minutes ago. Also, what airspeed are we going? I feel like we're going a little fast. If we are. Can force it back. So time 30 it should be. At our next one. And once again, this is definitely not the best time to go flying. Yeah. There we go. Speed is not as close to 97, but yeah, it's good enough. Right. Time 30. just gonna pull our power back ever slightly, actually. And getting a tad bit off course. We might need to do a course correction here soon. If we get too far off course. Alright. Should be seeing it in about 3 minutes if we can get the VFR, if these cards will allow. If the clouds will allow, we should be seeing it in about 2 minutes. And then at Bridgewater, maybe turn actually 031. Should be getting Bridgewater in sight in a moment. We need to make a turn at Bridgewater. No, I'm gonna actually call active pause now, and we're gonna see if I can't try to figure out this weather. I have weather. Yeah, perfect. Bridgewater is right there. With the river Pratt. There you go. We are actually off course slightly. We're actually slightly to the left. What I would like to do is I'd like to go live weather. What? No. That's great. That's what we do. At 2,500, we'll go 350. 350. Let's see. Sorry, let me just verify. Ooh. 350 degrees 5. So that explains why we're doing off course. That would explain why we're getting off course. I think I did all these with 350. 1.5 in hand. Yeah. Alright. In that case, let me just go ahead and run through all these again. I'll just quickly disconnect from that some. Alright, let me figure this out. alignment and stuff. So I'm going to use practice runs. 350 degrees 5. But, you know, I'll just make it 1.5 just because that's what we were working with. We'll just make it 350 degrees 1.5 right now. I mean, that's what I planned. So. Alright, so we're overhead Bridgewater now. Then we'll turn direct to Cheddar Reservoir on a heading of 031. Okay. See, this here is Bridgewater here. We have a nice little river up here. And, yeah. Alright, we're gonna make that turn now, actually. Turn now, 03, oh. Yeah, in that case, go 40 mile, so 1 minute. Right, for 1 minute. Get back on course and home. Right. Call it about there. Right, we're going to be on this for 7 minutes, so at time 5:40. At time 5:42. Right, fuel fine. Let's go ahead and swap the tanks now. Radio's fine. Direction indicator is synced. Altimeter, go and quickly get it from Bristol real quickly. QNH 1019. We are looking for a reservoir. You're looking for the Cheddar Reservoir. It could be a nice big open pond. I think I might see it actually. So you do. It's a really nice big open pond. And yeah, that confirms that we are 1 mile off course still, so we'll turn now, heading at 071 for 1 minute. Yes. I think that's what we'll do. You should be passing right overhead it. So 071 for 1 minute. You got there for 1 minute. So until time 3:08. Now we can turn back now. Alright, and then once we get to Cheddar Reservoir, we will go ahead and turn into 017. Excuse me. Okay. 017. Enter overhead the reservoir. I said time 4, just 041. We are entering into controlled airspace. Oh. And we'll go direct to Bristol on a heading of 017. And then we'll go direct to the Clifton Suspension Bridge after. I'm not going to want power. So you are going a tad fast. A tad bit more. I think this thing does a better job at cruising at 100 knots. For tomorrow, I'll adjust our numbers. Keep that in mind. Yeah, I'll just turn numbers tomorrow. Keep that in mind. That this thing does a better job at cruising at 100 knots than 95. Then yeah, 4 minutes. Turn now. Just need to see where we were. Give another second. Good turn now, heading 017. And that should, and if I'm not mistaken, that should take us directly over Bristol. In roughly 4 minutes, so at time 5:46 Zulu. Should be passing directly over the Bristol airfield. Right, I'm not sure it's on 017. 010. Might be closer to. Yeah, it's 017. Just gonna add a tad more power. That's nice. I think that's needed. And yeah, I think I see Bristol now. So at time 5:43. Uh, 5:45 Zulu. And I think I should see Bristol any second now. I see now. Just do a little dead reckoning. We'll just do a bit of an illegal move here. I don't know why that was off. I don't know if we got off wrong on that one or what happened. It should have been passing directly over it. Instead, we were at least a mile off, if not 2. Then once at Bristol, we are going to turn heading 029. To really maintain this heading. Now I have to go back and figure out why that was off, or why that was so off. Because it should have been accurate. Actually, this whole leg here is inaccurate. To put it lightly. I have to double check these numbers again tomorrow. But I mean, okay, timing wise, though, it was actually pretty accurate. Don't know why that 017 was so far off, though. Because it was. I mean, it was off. There's Bristol. One of our favorites. I don't know a single person who doesn't like Bristol, to be honest. It's a nice small little field, and it's usually quite challenging. Right. mean, we'll go 029 now, so just barely, just a very slight turn. Looking for the Clifton suspension bridge, and this here is for 5 minutes. So at time 5-1. So you'll find radios, find engines, find DI synchronized. Altimeter is fine. Just got that was a fresh one. Free to check complete. And I'm looking for the suspension bridge. Any good VR references around it? That maybe we could use. Yeah, just over the river. It really is just over the river. I'm looking for it. Yeah, I don't think MSF is going to show it very well on that front. But, I mean, I think it's accurate. Actually, I feel like our heading's strong again. I feel like our heading is off again. Yeah, it is, because there's the suspension bridge. So in that case, we'll just fly direct to. I'll ignore the. What we're going to do? We are going to resort. 25 knots wind. We're just going to resort now to clear skies because I know that everything's off. And wrong thing. So yeah, we're just going to resort to the true headings of everything. So now 038. It's about what we're doing right now, and that's for 14 miles, about 10 minutes. So that's about times 60. Yeah, that's 038. Yeah. Good morning, Chip, for tuning in. Passing over Filton. About to pass over Filton. Or there is actually still an active VFR right there. Or NDB. Excuse me. Actually, that should be 041 actually. Sorry. Make that turn. I'm gonna make a very slight 3-degree turn. Okay. Alright, what frames are we getting? I'm curious. Because yeah, it does seem a little smoother. Granted, this is a VFR flight. It does feel a little bit smoother though. Yeah, and then the main thread speeding less hammered as well. Granted, that's ever so slightly, but I mean, I remember we were looking at 22, 23, and now we're the 21 range. Now we're in the 22. Now we're in the 22 range, so I think, well, 21, 22. I mean, it's consistently dropping below 19, yeah. So I mean, right. We're just paralleling the M5 here then. All the way to 7.6. Should see it in a moment. And we are off course by a mile or so. So turn 40 degrees right for 1 minute. Try to get a 30-degree turn. Right, then make the turn back about now. Oh no, give it another 30 seconds or so. We'll just make the turn. 3, 2, 1. Go back down to 2,500 feet. You're a little high. We're searching for a city, or for a town. Let me get turning, or we are going to make the turn. And I think it's straight ahead. Or at least it should be. It's right there, isn't it? No, that looks... No, I have to disagree with that, actually. Don't really know where we are right now. So let's go ahead and make a turn. I think we're at our turning point now, but let's go ahead and do a 360, because I don't really know where I am. Alright, so... What an underedge. Yeah, that little weird shape. 10 right there. Now we're headed reverse direction. Continue for 1 minute, for another minute or so. Eventually off course in the opposite direction. I actually do think it's about there. No, I think I might do one more little circle, because... Don't fully know. But I also don't want to get too far. I also don't really want to get too far. without knowing for certain where I am. So what's that right there is the question. Okay, so we have a road going through it, we have a bit of a field in the center. I know where we are now. I know where we are now. Because this building here. Yeah, so that was Charfield. And yeah. And that does make this here Walton Underedge. Alright. Which is perfect. So we need to turn here on a heading of 055. So 055 for 7 miles to Minchinhampton. Yes. Oh, sorry, not 055. Yeah, it is 055 because we're not using live weather. That right there should be Yulee. Fuel fine, radius fine, altimeter. No, not on out. Actually, the altimeter should be 3013 for all time. It should be 3013 because we're flying clear skies intentionally as well. And then what runway is in use? We'll assume that it's runway 26 in use. Even though it is up to us, we'll assume it's 26. We'll plan for an overhead join. I do believe that's what it is, right? Yeah, it's right. Yeah, it's an overhead join. I believe this is it. Of a little river. Actually, I think we might have gone a bit far. No. Alright. I'm just gonna say we head west now. Actually, oh, for screen. Should have been for. Yeah. Alright, what? Let's see here. Any good reference markers? Yeah, we went a little past it actually. I thought. Alright, turn now, heading 113. And that'll get us to. And we follow that for roughly about. Sorry, 115 now. Right, we follow that, heading 115. Should see a nice big airfield. So we need to descend now to an altitude of 1,000 feet above ground level, so 1,500 feet. So landing is on, and I got it. I got it. So Kemble traffic, Gulf India, I can remember. Inbound, about to join overhead. Other numbers for runway 08. Sending out to 1,500, planning runway 26 for landing. Kemble traffic. Continue this descent. Good. Yep, we're remaining north of that field right there, because that is restricted. That is restricted airspace. $1,500 feet above ground level. Go flaps 1 now. Carpet in. make this base now. Kemble traffic, Gulf India Yankton number, base now, runway, 26, Kemble. You're a little low. More flaps. Gonna take the curb heat out. Bum flitch. Brakes. Set undercarriage fixed. Fine. Mixture full rich. Flaps. Let's go ahead and get into the landing configuration now for the flaps. Carb heat off. Alright. Bum flitch. Landing check is complete. Kemble traffic Gulf India Remy, you can remember landing now runway 26. Final call, Kemble traffic. Perfectly on it. Don't take out 1 hour. Yeah, that was actually not bad. So happy to be down finally. FS Joystick, I'm not 100% convinced by it yet. I mean, it's nice, but at the same time, it does kind of make stuff a bit more annoying. Alright. Kemble traffic, Gulf India Remy, you can remember now clear the main runway, taxi and parking. Kemble. Alright. Landing lights off. That too. That. Great. Flaps in. And just taxi straight ahead, shall we? After this time, I'm going back to bed because I do have a small headache. We're going to try this again tomorrow. Hopefully the weather will be a little bit more ideal tomorrow. Hopefully that is. Anyway. No clue if it actually will be. Oh dear. Oh dear. I had races a few years back. Absolutely sucked. Absolutely fucking sucked. You'll just taxi to some non-existent stands. Park next to this BP truck, yeah? Then I'll take a look at how badly we were off course. Granted, part of that was my fault. Part of that was us intentionally going off course. We'll take a look at it in a moment. I actually don't know if it did check just because it did get error out. Yeah, the MSFS database errored out. So we will have to look at it on VATSIM then. Or perhaps Novograph. Does Novograph have it? Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, this is a mixed bag one. So he turned at a good time, maybe a tad early. Then we continued past Wellington on the wrong side. Don't know how he exactly got off course there. Looks like a very slight deviation. And then Bridgewater, we did add a slight course correction at Bridgewater. That was fine. And then yeah, we got a little off course again. That was my fault for putting in the wrong numbers. So Cheddar Reservoir did good on that. Don't know why it was weird on that front. Oh, I can. Ooh. Let's see here. Port from file. Let's see here. That was. Let me just quickly. File save. To Benson. Failed import. What do you mean? Export flight plan. New flight. VFR. All right. Copy flight. Oh. Let's see here. Copy. Or something like that. Okay. You know, might be able to do. Export flight plan. Import from file. Where did it put it? PLN. Get those extra noises are file fleet plan. Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright, so overall, made that turn a bit... Oh, yeah. So I made that initial turn a bit early. Then turned perfectly there. Kind of headed off course here. I don't know. That's 026. I don't know where I got the 017 number. 026. And then, yeah, again, this one I kind of knew about as well. And we were off course pretty much the rest of the way until I made that one course correction, which got us perfectly here. Didn't really know where I was until I realized it. So, did the circles. Happy I did the circles there. And then perfectly did this. Went in perfectly. So, hey Clark. Now, mind you, about here I switched away from using live weather because right now the weather over here is not VFR conditions. So, and then in terms of that join, pretty much dead on actually in terms of that join. Pretty much dead on. And avoid overflying. Okay, I did not brief that. So next time, got to be a little bit more cautious on that. So, all right, we're gonna try this again tomorrow. Hopefully, the weather will be a little bit better tomorrow. And then tomorrow we'll also go into some steep turns, slow flight installs. We'll probably go out to the north, or maybe we'll go down more to the south tomorrow. We'll do that stuff, and then we'll do our VFR flight navigation. And then also tomorrow we'll try to pick up the beacon VOR. So, all right. Well, anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Oh yeah, good luck sleeping. Trying to sleep. So I've been there. It sucks. All right, anyway. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all tomorrow. So long.